Well, joining me on the news this hour to discuss ways to bridge the gap in the tech industry in Nigeria is a STEM education system innovator and Harvard scholar, Uchenna Onwuamaegbu-Ugwu. I hope I got that name right.
Yeah,
right. Good morning. Thank you for joining us on the news this hour. I mean, we've had discussions on, women in health, women in other sectors, but we're just having this in tech. So talk to us about the figures we're up against in terms of, the involvement of women and young girls in tech in Nigeria.
So I don't want to repeat the figures you just mentioned, but that is a reality that we are facing. And every day, let's say in Nigeria alone, only 5% of women join the STEM workforce. However, this reality needs urgent solution. How do we solve this urgently? What do we do immediately to solve this problem? Because there is a big divide. Currently you have those that can afford, and you have majority of young girls that have been divided due to equity and who cannot afford this. So this majority is what I am working with. My organization, Aid Fund Techniques, provide hands-on resources to these communities, making sure that no girl is left behind, and trying to bring these resources to the doorsteps through partnership, sponsorship. But the main thing that we are trying to achieve is how do that girl child on the road that wouldn't afford a laptop get access to internet, get access to technology, get access to real career development programs for their future. So that is how we are working up against those numbers.
I mean, beyond the economic barriers that you've highlighted, do we still have social challenges, sort of, some of these barriers that we see in women and girls accessing technologies beyond just economic barriers like, financing, trainings, and all of that?
Of course, we have gender stereotype where a young girl of marriage age 16, 17 would want, the parents would say, you need to go get married, or the family or the community is almost the same thing that happened to me. Oh, you need to go get married so that you can get support. And they give access to the other gender, access to education, and because they are the ones that will say, depends. So we have the social economic stereotype, we have the poverty, the money stereotype, and we have the stereotype, we have the role model problem where we don't have enough STEM role models. So we don't have a lot of people that women will look up to, or young girls will look up to and say, oh, she's doing so well, and we can help. Because of her, I can do better. And that is what we are trying to bridge.
I mean, so many persons will see Nigeria and say we are doing well in terms of, technology, how well we are reaching, the global stage in terms of access to tech, and also, making it a job opportunity for others. But how well will you say the government themselves are fared in terms of bringing up policies that will ensure proper inclusion of women and girls in tech?
So depending on where people are saying, from the internet world, I think a lot of private sectors are trying. I think some governments are beginning to see the need for this. I'll draw you back to 2018, where I took 5 young girls to Silicon Valley, and we came back with a gold. I think coming back with that winning has helped with the policy change in STEM education. I am very proud of that, because after that, STEM training, STEM policies were being intentional. Government started becoming intentional about that. However, there is still a long way to go. These things shouldn't end up on the television or photo ops, but the actual reach. How are they, the government providing resources to reach these individuals one-on-one? So most times the people that get access to that is those who are maybe in the city, those who have access to those internet, those who have access to those resources. But coming from where, or the people or the communities I focus on, they don't have internet, or they don't have lights, they don't have computers. So we look at how do we get this technology to the hands of the people. And recently with the Harvard Innovation Fund's support, we are getting to that. So sometimes we don't have to wait for the government. but they are the bigger players for this. So with these funds, currently we are reaching out to these communities one-on-one to make sure that we have a 10-year sustainable plan for each community that we touch. You know, providing solar, providing internet, providing resource persons for the sustainability of that program.
Access. I mean, that's the main issue.
That's the main issue
here. Well, we wish you well in what you're doing to, you know, bridge the gap in terms of involvement of women and girls in tech. Thank you for joining us. That's Uchenna Onwuamaegbu-Ugwu. That's STEM education and system innovation lead. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.